Hello Genius, welcome back to Rumah Belajar Genius YouTube. By the way, how are you guys? I hope you are fine. So today, I would like to explain about procedure tags. Before we start, I want to ask you a question. Do you know about procedure tags or did you ever heard about procedure tags before? If it's not, you are very lucky. Okay. The first is, what is procedure text? Procedure text is a text that tells us about how to do something. Jadi procedure text itu fungsinya untuk memberitahu kita mengenai bagaimana melakukan sesuatu. Okay, next is type of procedure text. The first is recipe. For example, how to make pancakes. The second is manual. For example, how to operate PC. And then tips. For example, how to managing money for students. Okay, in this section, we are going to learn about tips. Okay. What is tips in procedure text? Tips are some suggestions that are used commonly to give an advice in doing procedures or operational steps to reach a goal. Tips are some suggestions that are used commonly to give an advice in doing procedures or operational steps to reach a goal. Jadi tips ini adalah suatu tips atau masukan yang biasanya diberi untuk memberikan saran untuk melakukan sesuatu agar mencapai tujuan. For example, how to lose fat in the fast way. Bagaimana menurunkan berat badan atau mengurangi kegemukan di waktu yang cepat. How to avoid acne. Bagaimana menjauhkan dari jerawat. How to managing stress. Bagaimana untuk memanage stress. Dan yang terakhir, smart tips to manage money for students. Tips cerdas mengelola uang bagi pelajar. So, in procedure text about tips, they explain about tips that they want to do to reach a goal. Generic structure. There are three generic structure of procedure text. The first is goal or aim or title. The second is ingredients or tools. And the third is steps. Okay, goal or aim or title is what you are going to do or make. Jadi di bagian pertama, struktur pertama pada prosedur text disebut sebagai goal or aim, yaitu tujuan. Jadi tujuannya itu telah ditulis di judul. Pada bagian ini, penulis memberitahu apa yang akan dilakukan. The second is ingredients or tools. Is list of what you need to achieve your goals. Pada bagian ini, penulis menuliskan bahan ataupun barang yang diperlukan untuk mencapai tujuan. And the last is steps. Is outline the steps needed to reach your goal. Steps ini adalah langkah-langkah yang dibutuhkan untuk mencapai tujuan. Okay. And then we are going to learn about language feature of procedure text. The first procedure text used time connective. Time connectives or temporal conjunction refers to the time in a sentence and tells us when a particular action is happening. Jadi pada bagian ini atau time connection itu adalah penghubung waktu atau konjungsi temporal yang merujuk pada waktu dalam sebuah kalimat dan memberitahu kita kapan tindakan tertentu sedang terjadi. For example, firstly, secondly, then, after that, finally, 1, 2, 3, etc. And then, in procedure text, we used imperative sentence. The sentence which is used to convey a command, a request, an order, or a direction. Jadi, untuk imperative sentence itu artinya adalah kalimat perintah. Nah, kalimat ini digunakan untuk menyampaikan perintah, permintaan, ataupun arahan. For example, so in imperative sentence, we have to know the formula. The formula is verb 1 plus object or complement. For example, Frank the eggs. Frank as verb 1, the egg as object. Set as verb 1 and aside as a complement. But if you want to use object and also complement in one sentence, you can say like this sentence, stir the mixture gradually. Stir as verb 1, the mixture as object, and gradually as complement. And then in procedure text, we also use action verb. Action verb is verb that expresses physical or mental action that the subject can do. Action verb adalah kata kerja yang mengungkapkan tindakan fisik ataupun mental yang dapat dilakukan oleh subjeknya. For example, take on, put off, etc. Jadi action verb itu adalah kata kerja yang menunjukkan kita sedang action. Yang menunjukkan kita sedang action atau melakukan sesuatu. Okay, and also in procedure text we use simple present tense. In the procedure text using the simple present tense because there are sentences of facts about making or use of something. Jadi pada procedure text itu menggunakan simple present tense karena dia menunjukkan fakta. That's why procedure text use simple present tense. For example, follow these steps or follow these tips. Next, about discussion. Smart tips to manage money for students. Tips cerdas mengelola uang bagi pelajar. Managing finances has become an obligation for students to be able to meet living expenses. Managing finances has become an obligation for students to be able to meet living expenses for 1 month. However, the number of needs and desires become a problem for students, so they spend more than the existing budget. This time we will share tips on how to smartly manage pocket money every month for students. Mengelola keuangan sudah menjadi sebuah kewajiban siswa untuk memenuhi biaya hidup selama 1 bulan. Namun, banyaknya kebutuhan dan juga keinginan menjadi kendala bagi siswa, sehingga mengeluarkan biaya lebih dari anggaran yang ada. Kali ini, kami akan berbagi tips cerdas mengelola uang jajan setiap bulan untuk pelajar. 1. Create a shopping list. When we get pocket money at the beginning of the month, we can estimate spending starting from the cost of food, water, electricity money, and equipment that has run out such as toiletries. Yang pertama, buat daftar belanja. Saat kita mendapat uang jajan di awal bulan, kita bisa memperkirakan pengeluarannya mulai dari biaya makan, air, uang listrik, hingga perlengkapan yang habis seperti perlengkapan mandi. Number 2, rated money per day. We must estimate the money needed for this one day to maintain financial status. Reduce the desire to buy things that are not important because we are far from our parents. We are responsible for our finances. Yang kedua, nilai uang per hari. Kita harus memperkirakan uang yang dibutuhkan untuk satu hari untuk mempertahankan status keuangan kita. Kurangi keinginan untuk membeli barang yang tidak penting karena jauh dari orang tua. Kita bertanggung jawab atas keuangan kita sendiri. Number 3, saving. Saving needs to be done by everyone, including students. Save a function as a reserve deposit as the last resort in times of monetary crisis. Saving can be a little, for example, 1,000 rupiah or 2,000 rupiah and above. If in a month can be collected around 30,000 rupiah and above, pretty good, right? Menabung perlu dilakukan oleh semua orang, termasuk pelajar. Simpanan berfungsi sebagai simpanan cadangan sebagai upaya terakhir pada saat krisis moneter. Menabung bisa sedikit, misalnya 1.000 rupiah per hari atau 2.000 rupiah ke atas. Jika dalam sebulan bisa terkumpul sekitar 30.000 atau ke atas, cukup bagus bukan? Number 4, don't delay paying bills. Jangan menunda pembayaran tagihan. When you already live in a boarding house, it's best to pay bills early. Pay immediately if the bills come, such as paying for boarding, paying for electricity, and others. Jika Anda sudah tinggal di kos-kosan, sebaiknya bayar tagihan lebih awal. Segera bayar jika ada tagihan yang datang, seperti membayar kos, membayar listrik, dan juga yang lainnya. Number 5, collecting changes. Collecting change is also a saving activity. We must often shop at the supermarket with the remaining under 1,000 rupiah. If this is a pen, it certainly doesn't have much meaning. But if you collect it, you will feel the benefits. Mengumpulkan kembalian juga merupakan kegiatan menabung. Kita pasti sering belanja ke supermarket dengan sisa di bawah 1.000 rupiah. Kalau dibelanjakan tentu tidak banyak artinya, tapi kalau disimpan, ditabung, pasti terasa manfaatnya. Okay, number 6. Choose a student level dining. Pilih tempat makan tingkat pelajar. Students must be more intelligent and more thoughtful. Choose a place to eat with a student's level. The point is to understand our financial situation as students. The point is to look for cheap ones, but always try to eat rice. Siswa harus lebih cerdas dan lebih bijaksana. Pilihlah tempat makan dengan level pelajar. Intinya adalah memahami keadaan keuangan kita sebagai mahasiswa. Intinya, cari yang murah tapi usahakan selalu makan nasi. Number 7, avoid buying mineral water. Hindari membeli air mineral. Avoid buying mineral water in glasses or bottles because this also includes waste. Try always to bring a drink from our boarding house. Hindari membeli air mineral dalam gelas ataupun botol, karena ini juga termasuk sampah. Usahakan selalu membawa minuman dari tempat kos kita. Number 8, taking enough money from ATM. If the pocket money is sent via a bank account, then take just enough money for a week needs. No more, because if we still have money in our pockets, we will be tempted to buy things we don't need. Jadi, mengambil uang secukupnya dari ATM. Jika uang jajan dikirim melalui rekening bank, maka ambillah uang secukupnya untuk kebutuhan seminggu. Jangan diambil lagi, karena jika uang di kantong kita masih ada, kita akan tergoda untuk membeli barang yang tidak kita perlukan. And the last, save internet quota usage. Gadgets and the internet are inseparable from human life today. Limit quota usage and use Wi-Fi in locations that have Wi-Fi or turn off quota while sleeping. Life is a struggle and education is a future that must be hard-earned. The student must strive to achieve the highest level of education for a bright future. Menghemat penggunaan kuota internet. Gadget dan internet sudah tidak dapat dipisahkan dari kehidupan manusia saat ini. Batasi penggunaan kuota dan gunakan Wi-Fi di lokasi yang terdapat Wi-Fi atau matikan kuota saat tidur. Hidup adalah perjuangan dan pendidikan adalah masa depan yang harus diraih dengan susah payah. Siswa harus berusaha mencapai jenjang pendidikan setinggi-tingginya demi masa depan yang cerah. Hopefully with these tips, you will be greatly helped in meeting finances, especially as a boarding house child, so that you can always go through lectures smoothly. Semoga dengan adanya tips ini, Ananda akan sangat terbantu dalam mengatur keuangan, khususnya sebagai anak kos, agar selalu bisa menjalani perkuliahan dengan lancar. So this is the example of procedure text in tips. Okay, this is the exercise. So let's read together. If everyone is having a nosebleed, your priority is to control the bleeding and keep their airway opened. Get them to sit down, not lie down, as keeping the nose above the heart will reduce bleeding. Get them to lean forward, not backwards, to make sure the blood drains out through their pores every 10 minutes until the bleeding stops. Encourage them not to speak, swallow, cough, spit, or sniff because this may break blood clots that may have started to form in the nose. If the bleeding is severe or if it lasts more than 30 minutes, call for medical help. The question number 1. What is the purpose of the text? Okay, the answer is B. To report the procedural steps in helping nose-bleeding patients. The question number 2. The text is mostly useful in the condition. Okay, the answer is D. When the nosebleed just occurred. The question number 3. In case of nose bleeding, if person speaks, okay, the answer is D. His or her blood clot will not form. Where we can find the answer? In here. This may break blood clots that may have started to form in the nose. Okay, the next question is number 4. To make sure the blood drains out. Paragraph 3. The underlined word is closest in meaning to. Okay, the synonym of drains out is stream. Okay, next is exercise. So in this section, I want you to write your answer in the comment section. Okay, the question number 1. What is the text about? Okay, if you need more time, you can pause the video. Next, the question number 2. What will remove oils from your skin? Okay, next, the question number 3. Which of the following statements is mentioned in the text? Okay. Thank you for today, and I hope you understand with our material today. So if you have a question, you can write it down in the comment section. And don't forget to write your answer in the comment also.
Demikian pembelajaran kali ini. Semoga teman-teman mengerti dengan penjelasan yang kakak sampaikan. Jika ada yang belum dipahami, teman-teman bisa tanyakan di kolom komentar ya. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification by click the bell. Follow our social media on Instagram at Rumah Belajar Jenio, at Kakak Jenio, and also in TikTok at Kakak Jenio. See you next time. Sampai jumpa.